Time now for our Sunday morning Q&A, and joining us this morning, Congressman Elijah Cummings. Good morning, and thanks for coming in.
It's good to be with you.
Let's talk about what's happening with the sequestration, and what is the problem? I mean, where are you more optimistic something can happen, pessimistic? What do you think?
I am not very optimistic. What has happened is, of course, we've got $85 billion worth of cuts in defense and domestic discretionary spending, which came about because our Republican friends made a big deal about the debt ceiling, and then they came up with this plan by which the Congress was supposed to agree to the cuts, and if we didn't agree, then there's $85 billion worth of cuts over the next 6 or 7 months, by the way. It just seems as if they are determined not to help out in trying to resolve this. The president has reached out saying that he was willing to look at entitlements, and they don't want to seem to take yes for an answer, and at the same time presenting a situation which is hurting a lot of people, a lot of our people here in Maryland, because we have a lot of federal government employees, and we also have a lot of federal contracts. So there are people watching us right now, some of them by the way, all of my staff too, that are getting furlough notices.
And at a time when it looked like we were having some sort of a rebound in the economy, here comes a major blow. Oh,
this is major. This is, I think the CBO says that we will probably lose somewhere in the area of 750,000 jobs. And that's kind of sad, considering we just got one of the best jobs reports that we've ever had, at least in the last 4 years, to have this happen. It seemed like we've just gotten away from jobs. Keep in mind, some 10,000 jobs, by the way, were lost last month, government jobs, 21,000 the month before. That's government jobs. And so it'll probably be worse this time. And a lot of those people, by the way, are our folks. I mean, I'm talking about people who live in Maryland.
Right. And Social Security.
And Social Security is smack dab in the middle of my district. And a lot of these people are going on furloughs. And at the same time, they are reducing the number of people that will be working. So they'll be working longer, harder, for less pay.
Which makes for an angry public.
Makes for an angry public. And of course, there are definitely going to be delays at the airports. And a lot of people haven't felt it yet, but they will begin to feel it. Social Security has already told us that they're not going to be able to process claims. A claim that normally might take a month may now take 5 to 6 months. When
the American people see that both sides can't come together, it sort of sends the message that government doesn't work. Do you think it's working right now?
No, it's not working. And I got to tell you, I'm extremely frustrated. If I were my constituents, I'd look at us and say, you know what, you guys got to get it together. You guys and ladies got to get this together. We sent you to Washington to get this done. But when you have one side saying my way or the highway, it makes it very, very difficult. I don't care what the relationship is. It could be husband, wife, mother, son. If one person says, I'm not going to give at all, that's a problem.
Why won't they give the president
again? He's saying that he wants more revenue. He doesn't mind cutting, but he says, and I agree with him, you can't cut your way out of this. You also have to have revenue. Keep in mind, at one time, the tax rate on the highest 1% was 91%. And now it's 39. So we've got some kind of way. And by the way, he wants to do it by revising the tax code. Just about 6 or 7 months ago, the Republicans were saying they wanted to revise the tax code, and now they say no.
So you're at a loss. You're not sure what's going to work.
I'm not sure what's going to happen. I want to be very optimistic about it, but I would be lying if I said that I was.
Okay. Something you have been able to work for with a bipartisan, your gun control.
Yes, we have a gun trafficking bill, which has it's the only bill. It's my bill, and it's the only bill that has bipartisan support in the House and the Senate. It's already passed the Senate, and we believe believe that it's going to pass the House. A lot of people ask the question, Lisa, why is it? How do all these guns get into the city? Well, they get into the city because they are convicts are coming out of prison. They then want to make money, so they go to a girlfriend or friend, and they buy the guns for them. They avoid the whole situation where background checks, and then they send them to places like Baltimore. We had experts come in this week and tell us people would rather deal in guns than drugs because it's safer. So this law basically makes it unlawful to do that.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what happened in Maryland this week, a historic vote repealing the death penalty. What do you think about that?
I supported it. As a matter of fact, I sent testimony into the committees in support of it. Keep in mind, we have not had a death with regard to the death penalty in 8 years here in Maryland. We've got 18 states that have already done away with it. Most of the modern world and countries don't even have a death penalty, and so I think its time has come.
I'm going to ask you about your job fair in 1 second, but first, let me go back to the White House stopped the tours. And a lot of American people in the public said, you know what, that's sort of like a real kick in the pants to the American people.
Well, I got to tell you, I think, people think that when you say cut, there are not going to be consequences. There are going to be consequences. As I said before, my office is getting cut. I've got people taking 2 days of furlough, and that means that services I'm not going to be able to render. White House tells us it's something like $74,000 to have the security on for those kind of things. Each tour, $74,000 worth for Secret Service people. And they said it cost them $2 million a year. And it's again, something that has to be cut. There are consequences. That's and so who makes the judgment? There's some things that you need, some things you don't need.
Okay, that's sort of their way of trimming the fat.
Trimming the fat.
All right, let's talk about your job fair. Job
fair coming up on April the 15th, 5th Regiment Armory from 9 till 2. We'll have a number of employers. I basically told them, don't come unless you're offering a job. I don't want to have people have any false expectations, and so we'll be there from 9 to 2. We'll also have people talking about ex-offenders, how they might enter the job market, make them more available to be hired, and seminars on how to present yourself in doing interviews and providing with preparing your resume.
Okay, so this is going to be anywhere from professional work, blue collar work, all kinds. Yeah, we'll probably have about 50, 60 employers. And you told them, don't come if you don't have a job.
Yeah, don't come. I don't have time. Life is too short.
Right.
And I don't want to waste people's time, and I don't want to waste my time either.
All right. Thank you so much, Congressman, for coming in.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything in Washington.
Thank you very much.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more news in a moment. But first, there's NBC's David Gregory with a look at what's coming up on Meet the Press. Good morning, David.
Good morning.